as Chief Robert Eggers' most available film almost deludes the movie producer's earlier works. The rigid mind flights of The Witch and The Forlorn, mermaid fetishization of The Lighthouse, exchanged conventional horrifying American fables for unpredictable, encompassing oddity outs. The Northman rehashes the best impulses of those movies, however to lesser impact. It requests crowds dismantle oppressive man-centric qualities, poisonous manly bravery, and the imprudence of vengeance by getting watchers through outrageous commitment to familial honor. Eggers' kind of mental shock is bolder here than his earlier works and powerful in Explodes, yet scarcely deals with strength alone. At the point when Eggers originally delivered The Witch, his kind of loathsomeness was considered, circuitously, as raised. The New England movie producer conveyed class-breaking trepidations with a new flippant happiness for the vile that pushed the sonic and visual potential outcomes of heavenly apprehension. With The Northman, Eggers utilizes slicker feel and more extensive feelings, worked out over a more excellent scale, with his recognizable advantages in the intrinsic strangeness that courses through old folklore. It's the story of Amlet, Alexander Skarsgård, a cumbersome, angered Viking fighter sovereign who's looking for retaliation for a lost realm in Scandinavia. Present-day crowds will realize this legend by its notable English transformation, Hamlet, reviewing rugged Amlet's purpose, as unforgiving as the rebuffing scene, to acquire back his usurped crown. This is certainly not a prototypical legend's excursion loaded with a dapper illustrious, be that as it may. Amleth possesses an alternate, more extreme kill or be killed time where no higher honor can come upon a ruler than to pass on by the cutting edge. His dad King Orvandel, Ethan Hawke, as of late gotten back from war, harmed and injured, venerates this reality by setting up his young child for the possibility of gore. A fleshly custom occurring in a smoky, supernatural sinkhole that includes an otherworldly summon to the progenitors drove by Hamir the Fool, and off-the-wall Willem Dafoe, by which Amleth and Orvandel whoop and holler down on the ground like wolves. In the realm of The Northman, we are in general out-of-control creatures possessing out-of-shape sacks of human skin. The main commitments we have are basic: to retaliate for one's dad, and to guard one's mom and realm. It's a promise also taken by his mom Queen Gudrun, Nicole Kidman, and overlooked by his uncle, the overwhelming dark and shaven Fjolnir, Claes Bang, who, obviously, carries misfortune to youthful Amlet's life by killing his dad, compelling him to remote where he turns into a harsh, muscle-bound fighter. A significant part of the movie, lensed by Jaron Blaschke and altered by Louise Ford, Eggers' associates on The Lighthouse and The Witch, lays on a cleaned visual style, practicing more camera development than expected for the chief. A horrendous grouping including Amleth and a band of skin-clad Vikings, canvassed in bare pelt crowns, altered with extremely sharp lucidity by Ford, sees the pack purposefully rampaging a town for kills. The intricate following shot going with the scene takes care of the camera's dazed hunger for tissue with bodies washed in blood, and the frigid macho shouts exuding from unquenchable men. A single shot, reviewing Elim Klimov's anti-war flick, Come and See, observes a consuming house loaded up with crying townspeople as a background to Amleth's undeterred look into the camera. Dissimilar to Klimov's film, this isn't the picture of a kid terribly set apart by war. This is a savage and rebellious man filled by struggle and carnage. The Northman is the sort of film where even the mud has rage. It is an instinctive film loaded up with codas to the certain more obscure districts of nature. Creature, essential and the cruelest of all, human. They all vibrate through Eggers' marked twisted soundscapes and Robin Carolan and Sebastian Gainsborough's agonizing score, as encompassing reverbs and rotting defers reach back toward early-stage beginnings. The trippy and trancing dreamscapes endeavor a comparative come to. The Break VFX group render Amleth's genealogy, an always developing substitute for divine rule, as a blue gleaming blood vessel greenery emerging from his heart while associating with our own. It's one of the numerous mysterious ringlets interweaving, and now and again hitching up, The Northman, a film where Björk depicts a visually impaired soothsayer guiding Amleth to a sword with a dull-less edge and a voracious hunger for death. The Green Knight will likely act as an all-too-simple examination for some. Be that as it may, The Northman works on an alternate passionate range. This is an account of visually impaired aspiration extended toward ethically angled closes in a world that prizes such pliability. That doesn't mean these imperfect characters don't see themselves in favor of right. An upright annoyance energizes Amleth. Also, in a culture that has gotten rid of male weakness, it's down to Skarsgård to decipher this man's curbed feelings to an obvious fury. His sentiment with Olga, Anya Taylor-Joy, rejoining with Eggers, a subjugated elixir creator similarly looking for vengeance against Fjolnir, isn't loaded up with loving romantic things. You show love, you make the sexual a reality, and permit your horny fury to take center stage by killing. Also, Amleth does a lot of edge swinging. These are completely dedicated exhibitions by Skarsgård, Taylor-Joy, and particularly Kidman, in a period piece loaded up with out-and-out ludicrousness and senseless interesting jokes. In such manner, The Northman frequently staggers when it looks for significance. However much Eggers and his co-essayist, the artist and author Sean Lamb, need to investigate the spot of ladies in these fantasies, that part weaves unmoored just beneath the surface. Beyond one spell, Olga stays inside the bounds of classification shows without completely undermining them. The final venture is a trudge, made out of a couple bogus endings wanting to accomplish a lovely plane. The last standoff among Fjolnir and Amleth, in the mouth of a well of lava, as a matter of fact, is some way or another enemy of climactic. Absolutely. The scene intends to make sense of the ways a legend's excursion, the assumption for satisfying one's fate, regardless of the results, worries about a poisonous concern. However, the feeling doesn't decipher in the exaggerated liquid commotion. All things being equal, this bloody Viking story works while thinking about its parts, yet never truly overall. The parts, in any case, are so exciting, so remarkably aligned to hot, decided closes, that they lift the whole film. Since how might one grumble about the too muchness of the Valkyries? How might one laugh at the bewildering, unexplainable trips of sorcery? Where might the tomfoolery be in that? The Northman satisfies you it exists, regardless of whether you're not absolutely content with it. In venues solely on April 22.